there's this thing about gold in China. And what you're seeing here, by the way, is what they found underneath a corrupt official's home in
CCP
China.
official.
Yeah, CCP official. That's a lot of gold. Okay.
No. Oh, if I could just have a little taste of that. Gold looks delicious.
Yeah, it kind of
looks
does.
like edible, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, exactly. So the thing about gold is it's used to move illicit funds around in China because it's not traceable.
Yeah.
Like, if you paid someone via WeChat or...
You can melt it down.
Exactly. If you drew money out of a bank or did a bank transfer. So what they do is... there was a big crackdown, I remember, on corruption in China when I was living there at one point. And one of the things that they stopped people from getting are expensive, lavish gifts.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But they still allowed gifts, just
Yeah.
not expensive, lavish ones. So what people would do to bribe is they would buy mooncakes, for instance.
Yep.
Okay? So your typical little mooncake, because look, during the moon cake festival, people hand this stuff out everywhere. It's handed out.
Mooncake is a small cake. It's very dense, and you eat it on Mooncake Festival.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You give it as gifts.
Yeah, and Tuangwujie. And so
Yeah.
the thing is, mooncakes are, by the way, try one at least once. They're very interesting.
Depends. Some are good, some are terrible.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying try them because you've never had a more dense food.
It's calorically dense. it's like 2,000 calories into something this big.
Yeah, one mooncake can feed you for days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're stuck in the mountains or something,
Yeah. Good.
just take some
Good
mooncake with you.
idea.
Yeah. Anyway, so what they would do is they'd give out mooncake, right? And you get them free at restaurants that you go to and stuff too. But now what would happen is in order to bribe officials, you'd get a mooncake. Mooncakes come in a tin, right? But they would make the tin out of pure gold and give them it's got like stickers on it, so it looks like a normal tin, but it's actually like gold. That was one way they could
That's
still,
gold.
they could still bribe officials, you see, with pure gold. So gold is used as this bribery currency and to get stuff around.
It's true. I was just thinking there's a song that actually reminds me of something about the moon.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mooncakes.
because the Mooncake Festival, yeah. Anyway, so let's take a look here. The reason we're talking about gold being moved around to hide illicit funds, that's a lot of gold.
That's a lot of freaking gold. Doesn't it look yummy though?
Yeah.
I think gold is so tacky looking.
Yeah.
And I don't think you should wear it, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's I prefer white gold.
Yeah, I got a white gold ring.
But this looks delicious.
Yeah.
I just wanna.
Yeah, sure.
know?
Like it's a chocolate bar or something.
Yeah.
So
look at that delicious.
now this
slab.
image is being posted, and you're going to tell us about this, okay?
Yeah.
And for those by the way, for those of you wondering why it's got big cuts in it and gouges, that's to prove that it's real and
Correct,
it doesn't
yeah.
have like lead in there.
Yes. I wish I had that picture, but somebody showed this pictorial representation of where the lead actually was hiding. It was like avoiding all the cuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But basically what you do is bolt cutter it, because if you had a piece of metal, the average piece of metal would be dented from a bolt cutter, not sliced through like butter.
Yeah.
And you can see this delicious piece of gold that looks so yummy, and I want to bite.
I know you just want to eat this. Anyway, explain.
Wouldn't you take a bite of that?
I mean, I'd try.
Try to like bend it a little
exactly.
bit.
You know, they
for
always
sure.
people always testing if it's real or not.
Yes.
You know? Okay.
Now, I want to preface this by saying the chat was alive with everyone talking about, oh, China's got so much fake gold. Look, they're going to talk about counterfeit gold. This is real.
No, it's real.
We're
This
talking
is
about
real
real gold.
gold,
And
yeah.
China doesn't mess around with gold. You get your real gold.
Yeah, you get tons of fake gold too.
Of course.
In fact, if you, for some reason, are buying your gold off of eBay, which I see people do.
Yeah.
If you're buying gold off eBay and so on, you're probably going to get fake Chinese
Slug
gold.
gold, yeah.
It's like you can pick it up with a magnet. It's
Yeah.
just got so much iron or whatever.
There's tons of
know.
slug gold, but not from
Yeah.
banks.
No.
In China, they're not going to, So this is what's happening. There is a real estate bubble, a huge crash happening in China right now.
Yes.
We've had anecdotal evidence, but let's just say the average house that people were investing in has tanked in value.
Yeah.
But the government is terrified that they're going to go through a huge housing market crash that would be it would make the one that happened in 2008 in America look like a joke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
30% of China's GDP is tied up in real estate, and the average person has a lot of their savings tied up in real estate. And a lot of people,
everybody does.
Everybody. A lot of people have bought houses that don't even exist yet.
Yes.
Right?
And they're paying off the mortgage already.
They're paying off the mortgage already, and they may never be built because
Yeah.
this is all coming down like a house of cards.
Yeah.
So, how are they going to move houses? China still wants people to speculate on property.
They still want people to buy property because
Yes.
it's what's keeping the economy going.
But they want it to be at reasonable prices and not at huge, severe discounts.
Yeah, the people selling the houses now, the real estate companies are having trouble selling a house
Correct.
because of all this turmoil. They still, and the government won't let them lower the prices. So they still want to sell this house for like, say, 1 million RMB, right?
Yeah. We talked about somebody that we know that spent 6 million RMB on a house, that sold it, had to sell it for 500,000 RMB. They don't want that.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want that happening. So this is what's happening. There are a lot of instances right now, a huge swath of property companies are doing this in order to move property, that are taking and I'll use this example, they're taking a $400,000 house.
Yeah.
So I'll use dollars, so it's easier to understand.
Right.
$450,000 house, right? And it needs to be sold at a discount or else no one's going to buy it.
Yeah, no one's going to buy it at that price because people are wise to what's going on. They're
Yes.
like, you know what, this is risky.
Yes. So the government says, no, you can't sell it for a huge, massive discount.
No, you have to sell it for $450,000.
You have to sell it for $450,000, right?
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're saying, okay, buyer, we're going to sell it to you for $450,000, but we're going to give you this $50,000 or $100,000 gold bar.
Yeah.
And then we don't owe you anything, right?
Yeah.
You still bought it at a massive discount.
So they're actually buying it for $350,000.
In some cases, you got a house that's $500,000, and the person is receiving $250,000 in gold bars,
Yeah.
right? So you're in a situation where it depends on which area is less desirable, like which area of China we're talking about. But people are receiving gold en masse in order to make up for the fact that there is a property collapse. And that is terrifying the government because they've put in, like, if I go to People's Daily or Global Times or any of these Chinese websites, I went to look at the news. Some of the top articles right now, and this is always indicative of what the government's worried about, is look at how many measures the government has put in place to make sure that there isn't a housing collapse. Like when the Chinese government says those things so overtly, you know what they're concerned about.
Absolutely.
So that the people always find a way. Chinese people are very, very industrious, they're pragmatic, and they're clever.
Your whole life in China is not finding the way to do something. It's
Yes.
finding a way.
A way to do something.
Yeah, so there's,
找一个办法.
yeah, exactly. It's all about loopholes. And,
Yes.
you know, so people aren't buying your houses. The real estate company's like, well, look, we're going to have to give them a discount, but we're not
Yes.
allowed to. Let's
Yes.
give them gold.
Yes.
So this is alleged, by the way, and this is a lot of people
course.
have come out and
Said that this
been
is
talking
happening.
about this happening, and we 100% believe that's what's happening.
Here's the deal. You have to do the math. This doesn't stop there. It's like, oh, they found a way to sell their houses at discount. But you understand, this implies something massive because this doesn't stop the government controls. In fact, it completely supersedes them.
Yes.
And the problem is still underlying, right? So we're watching this. I mean, I would not put too much time left on this before you see a serious implosion.
Yeah.
And it's already happening.
Yeah, no, it is behind closed doors happening.
Yeah.
And that's how China wants it to happen, because if word were to spread, if it were to become public knowledge just how bad the property sector is,
man.
people would stop investing immediately.
Yes.
Immediately.
Yes.
And then it would just cause a collapse overnight.
Yeah.
So they try so incredibly hard to make sure that when there's a story, when somebody's dissatisfied and they try to sell their house and they can't,
Yeah.
if they try to make a stink about it, they get shut down immediately. All their media, social media gets cut down.
They can't too. You think about this, like local governments, on average, make like 45 to 50% of a local government's income is based on the real estate market.
Yeah.
So you would have whole areas that would just domino.
Yeah.
Like the whole economy would be gone.
Correct.
you know?
It'd be, so they can't allow any of this to get out there. So we're going to keep a close eye on this.
This man is very curious, and he's on a subway, and it's hard to sit through.
It's just cringe. It's cringe. It's not horrible. It's just cringe.
You want him to like stop though. Maybe a quick peek. You want him to stop though.
You asked for it, you get it.
I love that there's an open seat next to him.
Well, there's two open seats next to him. So she's
He's
like,
leaned in.
look at how
Like
deliberately.
he moved in.
And he's like, looking. This guy is so annoying, dude.
Oh, what a hamju
Yeah, exactly.
Chinese Benjamin butt. He really does look like he's growing backwards.
Yeah.
Micro croc. He's a I said croc.